The battle for Severodonetsk has been going on for weeks. Ukraine says there is now intense street fighting in the city centre. Russian artillery continues to pound the city from a safe distance. This is shelling near the Azov chemical plant, still in Ukrainian hands. Thousands of residents have fled, but many remain. Ukraine says it destroyed this base used by Russian mercenaries in Luhansk. That claim could not be independently verified. The British government has condemned the death sentences handed down to 2 British men and 1 Moroccan national in the neighbouring separatist region of Donetsk. All 3 were serving in the Ukrainian army when they were captured near Mariupol. The British have demanded the men's release. The UN Office for Human Rights says the sentences violate international law.
The submarine deal deep freeze between Australia and France finally starting to thaw in what Prime Minister Albanese calls a total reset. The torn-up $90 billion contract with France to supply 12 attack-class subs put to bed once and for all, but at a staggering cost, a payout to the French of $830 million.
This is a fair and an equitable settlement.
The deal to replace Australia's 6 ageing Collins-class with French-made subs was abruptly ended by the Morrison government last September, opting for at least 8 nuclear-powered subs after signing the AUKUS deal with the US and UK.
I want to thank that fellow down under. Thank you very much, pal.
A defeat for opponents of the government's Rwanda programme, at least in the short term. The UK High Court says next Tuesday's flight deporting the first group of asylum seekers to Kigali can go ahead. Pro-refugee groups had argued the policy was unlawful, and they were backed in court on Friday by the UN refugee agency, the UNHCR. But the judge here said it was important the Home Office be able to implement immigration control decisions. He's allowed the groups to appeal, though. That's going to happen on Monday.
New Delhi has extended a line of credit of $55 million. This is specifically for a procurement of urea fertilizers. The deal was signed in the presence of Sri Lankan Prime Minister and the High Commissioner of India. Let's now understand why this deal is important. Well, for starters, the timing is crucial. It is paddy season in Sri Lanka right now, and amid a grueling food shortage, this batch of crops might be pivotal. The main function of the urea fertilizer is to provide the plants with nitrogen, which helps with growth. Urea also aids the photosynthesis process. Colombo is closely working with India's Export-Import Bank so that the consignment can be brought to Sri Lanka immediately.
While he was president, Donald Trump spoke often and excitedly of a planned Air Force One makeover, even keeping a model of the redesigned plane on a coffee table in the Oval Office that he would show to world leaders. But it turns out it's not going to happen. The Biden administration will scrap the paint scheme Trump proposed after the Air Force determined the design would create too much heat for the aircraft, a U.S. official said on Friday. Trump had unveiled a model of the plane with the redesigned scheme in 2019 after years of negotiations with Boeing. The current exterior color scheme on the presidential aircraft is white with 2 shades of blue and dates back to President John F. Kennedy's administration.
Now NASA is hoping to answer the mystery of UFOs with a new study. The announcement coming on the heels of a new office at the Pentagon set up to investigate top-secret encounters between pilots and unidentified flying objects in restricted airspace.
There's a whole fleet of them.
But unlike the Department of Defense, NASA says its findings won't be classified and could include videos captured by civilians.
What is going on right now?
Up until recently, public sightings have gone mostly ignored by the scientific community, like this video captured by a film crew in the Utah desert. NASA says it hopes to eventually cross-reference credible sightings with solid data like satellite images or atmospheric records.